Good evening, everyone. It's Friday night, and that means it's time for.
Another movie review with us.
Yeah, so I was thinking about a title actually. What do you think about movies with mommy and me?
Yes.
That's fine?
Oh yeah, movies with mommy and me.
Okay, so that's the new title of our movie review show, Movies with Mommy and Me. So starting next week, that's how we'll introduce this show. So tonight, the movie that we oh, sorry, didn't introduce ourselves just in case you're new. I am Mama's wife of one. This is my little big boy, but you want to give yourself a different nickname instead of my little big boy? You
Um,
can say Jayhawk.
you can just call me Jay.
Okay, so I'm Mama's wife of one. This is my son Jay, and every Friday night with my daughter, who I affectionately call my Ladybug, the three of us have a movie night. I try to have a movie night every Friday,
Right.
and then after the movie, Jay and I
We
will
do a movie review.
right. So because it's Black History Month, I tried to only pick movies that have black characters in them. And because my Ladybug is 6 and Jay is 11, sometimes it's difficult finding a movie that both of them will find entertaining. So I try to stick with just animated movies for the most part.
And the one that we watched also had songs in it, so we all three of us had fun singing the songs.
Yes, and for some reason the caption was on our TV, so the words were up, which is great. But this is a movie all three of us have seen before. We watched The Princess and the Frog, which I'm sure you guys are very familiar with. So if you're not familiar with it, this Princess Tiana, who's the lead in the movie, is the first black Disney princess.
And the movie takes place in New Orleans.
Yes, and if you guys have ever been to New Orleans, you know that New Orleans is rich with so much history and culture and beautiful music and great food and all of those. Even though it's an animated movie, all of those were part of the movie as almost like side characters. The city of New Orleans, so I really appreciated that. If you're not familiar with the story of the Princess and the Frog, Tiana is a hardworking girl woman who is trying to get her own restaurant. She and her daddy had dreams of owning their own restaurant when they were younger. He unfortunately passed away before the dream could come true. So she's working two jobs as a waitress to earn enough money to do that. On the other hand is Naveen, who is the prince of a country called Madonia. He comes to New Orleans because his parents, because of all of his spending habits, his parents have cut him off. He has no money. So he's coming to New Orleans to hopefully marry a rich person there so he can just, continue with his ways. He has no interest in falling in love. He just wants money. He's just kind of a playboy. Naveen and his servant Lawrence get mixed up with the Shadow Man, who's a voodoo person, and the Shadow Man puts a spell on them that basically turns Lawrence, who's the servant, turns him into Naveen and turns Naveen into a frog. Tiana is running into a lot of issues when it comes to getting her restaurant. There's just people who don't really believe in her, people who are mocking her, and she's sacrificing friendships and everything just to make this dream come true. And at the end of the day, she doesn't really get the restaurant, and she is calling out to God or to the stars, to the universe, like, please help me, I don't know what to do. And she runs into Prince Naveen. And she remembers the story of the Frog Prince, and even though she doesn't think it'll work, she ends up kissing him with the hopes that he'll turn into a prince and be able to give her money for her restaurant. Lo and behold, when they kiss, she turns into a frog. So the rest of the movie is them trying to figure out how to get back human again and all that stuff. So that's the plot of the movie. If you've never seen it, it is a cute little movie. Like I said, the songs were great. I love the fact that the characters are of color. Not all of them, but that the main characters are of color. So I have always liked this movie, and I was more than happy to watch it again. What did you think?
This movie, I would also love. I would watch it anytime too.
Now, the only criticism that a lot of people have for the movie, and I agree, is that for this to be our first black Disney princess, a lot of people were excited to see the movie when it first came out and excited to buy the dolls for their children. And my daughter actually has a baby doll that's supposed to be like a baby Tiana that she calls Tia. But one of the criticisms that, again, I agree with is that for this to be our first black Disney princess, most of the movie, she's a frog. She's not even black. I mean, she's black, but we don't get to see her as this beautiful black princess for most of the movie. Most of the movie, she's a frog. And also, one of my issues is that for in a lot of Disney movies, the princess is being raised by a single parent, and most of the time, 90% of the time, she's being raised by a single father because they've just killed the mother off for whatever reason. And in this movie, the first time we have a black Disney princess, they kill off the dad, which I felt some type of way about because unfortunately, in a lot of black households, the father is absent. And so I was just like, this seems kind of stereotypical, don't really care for that. But I feel like this also me kind of reading too into things, which I tend to do occasionally. But other than that, the movie is cute. It's a good message about working hard, but also about finding balance in your life. With Tiana, she worked really hard, so that wasn't her issue. But her issue was that she was so consumed with getting this dream that she allowed a lot of things that she needed in her life to fall by the wayside. She focused so much on what she wanted that she neglected her needs. And I think as women in general, that's something we tend to do. So I thought that was a good message about finding balance in your life. You don't have to sacrifice your dream in order to be whole. You know, you can still have the job and have the friends and have the relationship. Like all of that is fine. So I like that message. Like I said, the songs were really cute, and yeah, I liked it.
I
Right?
give it a 4.5 out of 5 trees.
And I would do the same. I would give it a 4.5 as well. So I guess collectively we'll give, oh, we didn't even say that. When we review movies, we give it a rating out of 5 trees. The trees stand for family trees because we are a family, the two of us.
And that's mainly mom of two, wife of one's main purpose of the channel.
Exactly. The purpose of my channel is to give you family content from my perspective as a mommy and as a wife and as a woman. And this is one of the things that we offer is reviews now called Movies with Mommy and Me. So to wrap up, Princess and the Frog, Disney's Princess and the Frog, we give it a 4.5 trees out of 5. And if you guys have a different review, if you've never seen the movie and you're now going to go see it, please leave your review below. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like. Give us some suggestions of other movies we can watch. We tend to get our movies from Netflix or Amazon, but you know, we're more than happy to get the books wherever you guys recommend. So thank you guys for joining us for another Friday, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.